Maryland lawmakers are still hammering out the state budget. It is not easy because they need to figure out how to close a $3 billion budget gap.
That is ginormous.
Yeah.
And so the question still remains, who and what services will be impacted? Our Lionel Donovan is in Annapolis with a closer look at what's being considered. Lionel, we know they do not have a lot of time left to act.
That's right, Leslie. In fact, this year's legislative session ends on April 7th. However, I've been speaking to lawmakers throughout the day, and they tell me that there's still a lot of ground to cover when it comes to putting together Maryland's next fiscal budget.
Maryland's lawmakers face a big deadline today. It's crossover day, meaning today is the last day a bill coming from the House is guaranteed a hearing in the Senate. But the House still hasn't put together a bill for Maryland's budget.
The budget's $60+ billion. Surely you can find areas where there are reasonable cuts.
Republican House members have called on their Democratic colleagues, who hold the majority, to look for ways to cut back, instead of the proposed fee hikes and tax increases on certain goods and services. This afternoon, Governor Wes Moore made an announcement signaling that he may be listening to that advice.
The broad business-to-business tax will not be in the final budget. So B2B, a broad B2B tax will not happen.
If passed, Maryland businesses would have seen a 2.5% tax increase for services such as accounting and payroll and data and IT services. Governor Moore also said a sugary drinks tax will not be included in the final budget as a way to lower grocery prices. But as the deadline looms, lawmakers are warning that no matter how careful they try to put this budget together, with so much ground to cover and so much uncertainty coming from D.C., Marylanders need to be prepared.
When you think about the $3 billion deficit, that's something that we're dealing with, but there are so many changes that are coming very rapidly at the federal level, and we're going to feel that in Maryland.
Now, state leaders tell me that they will be working on this budget until the end of the session if need be. Meanwhile, Governor Moore commented on President Trump's ongoing trade wars with Canada and Mexico and the shrinking federal workforce, calling them direct attacks on the state. He went on to add that Maryland will need to move its economy away from D.C., and that's a key issue that this budget will need to address. Live in Annapolis, Lionel Donovan, WUSA 9.
Trying to fill a $3 billion budget gap, but also being worried about what's happening with the federal government as well.
Right.
Yeah, this is not easy. We'll keep tracking it. Lionel, thank you.